Alright, today for you guys I got a Smith & Wesson Model 422. It's a 22 semi-automatic pistol, and this is an unboxing. This gun is from around, I believe, 1989, I think, when this one was purchased. It was from my great-grandpa. You can kind of see the box here, each side of it. I know they don't make this anymore, so I didn't see any videos about this one here, but you can see inside the box we have this paper. Take a closer look at that. And then we have the original manual. Have the pistol. I believe this was a cleaning rod. We have the test fire shell, some .22 ammo, and the Remington oil. Alright, I'll show you this gun for you guys. You can see there's nothing in there. These guns are pretty cool. They have a magazine eject right here, and ejects positively. Get your safety, and then your slide release. And these guns take down pretty funny. It's kind of nice. You take your spent shell here, and you close the slide on the spent shell, pull this out, and then you just pull this back a little bit. Careful to contain your spring. And then you can pull this spring all the way out. Difficult to do on camera, but you can see. And that's one thing that a lot of people really like about this gun, is that the low bore, I guess they're great for mounting a silencer too, because they have threads in here where this is on. And the low bore axis, you can still see the sights. Show you guys just a quick reassembly of it. Put your slide on, take your recoil spring, slide it in there like that. Be careful to contain it so you don't bend this recoil spring. I just replaced this recoil spring not too long ago, so definitely don't want to do that. And once you get them started in there, a little difficult fumbling around on camera, but take them, and this is your most difficult part, I feel, is getting the .22 round back behind that spring. But once you get that there, you can push it forward, the slide, and you just find that notch you can see in there if you look. Take this and you put it so you'll see the recess there, the recess forward. Gotta find that notch again, and excuse me, recess backwards, recess towards the breech end of the gun. And lose your shell. But that's the simple disassembly on them. Not so simple compared to newer pistols, but still pretty easy. You can kind of see some of the markings on here. Made in USA. See, this one's been a shooter for me. So there's some marks and scratches on it and such, but you can see your sight picture here. This is the target model, so it has an adjustable rear sight. Kind of look pretty nice grips. They look good. See that? Smith & Wesson. And overall, a very good shooting pistol. This is the 4-inch barrel, and I've been impressed with it. But I'll show you a little more what goes on, what came with the box. So we have our spent casing. We use that to clean. A little warning sticker telling about your ammo in the box. Under this foam case we have, and that's our magazine, came with one. Some high velocity golden .22. Kind of funny it's still in there. We have our Remington oil. Looks like they just put Teflon lubricant with it. And under this we have some targets. Came with some free targets. And I think this is kind of a rarity to find them with all this extra stuff in there. You know, not someone hasn't used all of it yet, and so I think that was pretty cool. Wanted to show you guys that. This is from one of my guns that I have in my collection. I've used it a lot. It actually was my first pistol my grandpa gave me when I was 11, and killed a lot of grouse with it, done a lot of target shooting, and I still take it out every now and again. You can get these magazines if you're looking for additional ones. Midway USA sells them, 10 rounds, and they load just like a regular 22 magazine. You just pull them down, but if you need extras of these, Midway USA. Same with the recoil spring. I got a new recoil spring and it came with a firing spring. It's made by Wolf, but also bought that from Midway USA. All in all, it has a similar grip to a 1911 with a straight mainspring housing. And as a kid, I've put, I don't know, a few thousand rounds through this. And you know, in all the, I never owned, or I didn't own a 1911 until a couple years ago, and in all the time I just couldn't find a grip angle that naturally pointed. And then I got my 1911 and thought, man, that's the grip angle to have. And I think a lot of that was I was so used to this grip angle, you know, shooting this so much when I was a kid that, you know, made me really used to this grip angle, and I mean, pretty much got me set up to love a 1911 is what it did. But fine pistol, if you can find one out there. I think used, they're a few $100. I think you can get them. A lot of the times they have black grips, which is the Target fixed sight model. They're not adjustable, and this, see, is adjustable for windage and elevation there. But the Target models come with black grips. Great shooters too. I've shot one of those. My buddy had one. And if you can find a Target model, especially in the 6-inch barrel, you can see this has a extra foam insert for the 6-inch barrel. I think I've been looking for one with the 6-inch barrel just locally to try to find, because I love this one so much. They're fairly reliable for a 22, about as reliable as you can get with a 22 rimfire. You know, you have a lot of ammunition problems with a 22 rimfire, but this, I haven't had a whole lot of problem. I was having problems with it going back into battery, and I think that was just the recoil spring. This gun had, you know, at least, I had put at least 2,000 rounds through it, and I don't know what my great-grandpa or my grandpa did with it. So I would imagine the round count on this gun is probably, I would say at least probably 4,000 rounds. But you can see the rifling in there still sharp, still very accurate. All in all, a pretty cool gun to look out for. Not a lot of people know about them. Not a lot of people had them. And I really like these guns. But yeah, you can kind of see through the manual. But they tell you about parts orders and little schematic there. I'll post a close-up of some of this schematic just in case anybody needs anything and they don't have a manual. Maybe you can do this. I know you can research this manual online. I have done that just when I didn't have the manual handy to order parts. Well, I'll order my recoil spring for it and just make sure I was getting the right size for this gun. But all in all, pretty great pistol. You can get yourself, I had this little holster for it, and I think it was just a universal, I don't know, my grandpa gave me, along with the pistol, and fits great. Was nice to have on your hip for hunting. You know, I mean, you don't really do much hunting with this, but you're carrying your rifle, and you have this. Hunting season here in Montana is the same time as grouse season. Grouse season goes all the way through hunting season, and with your, you know, big bore rifle like a 30-06 or something, you didn't really have anything you could shoot it with. So I often carried this. So if I saw a grouse, you know, and I was walking back to the truck or somewhere it wasn't going to interfere with my hunting, I would be able to take it out with this and at least bring a grouse home. But anyway, there's the box again. Thanks, guys.